Now, today's cancellation of Polyfest over Covid-19 fears could be the death knell for the event. The second year in a row it's had to be canned. About 110,000 people normally attend the 4-day school competition in dance, music, costume and cultural speech. Organisers were told by the Ministry of Health that Polyfest was too big to trace any contacts of a confirmed case. After being called off last year in the wake of the March 15 mosque attacks, the organisers say they were already under huge financial strain due to lost ticket sales. Polyfest Trust Chair Greg Pearce told our reporter Nita Blake-Persen this could be the final straw.
To be honest, it puts a huge financial concern on the viability of Polyfest moving forward. To be fair, we have run on a very fine line over the last decade or so regarding Polyfest as it's got bigger and bigger. And these unprecedented events have actually tipped us over that line. So we'll be, over the next few weeks, approaching various agencies, including government ministries. But we'd also obviously really like the same organisations and industries to approach the Polyfest Trust Board as well to ensure the future viability of Polyfest, because there's a significant financial loss that will occur from these 2 consecutive Polyfests.
How much money are we talking, and are you saying this could be the end?
Well, I mean, potentially we run at on average annually, we run a small surplus, which is normally less than $100,000. And at this stage, we could be looking at operating costs of $600,000 to $700,000 for this year's Polyfest. And of course, we need to clarify with our sponsors and trust organisations whether we can use that for this year's payments of outstanding to the creditors, or are we guaranteed these amounts for next year and so forth. So it's a really complex picture at the moment, which we're working our way through.
But there's a possibility Polyfest won't be able to run next year purely due to financial constraints.
Yeah, to reiterate, if we don't get significant support guaranteed for the next 2 years regarding Polyfest, that is a real possibility, unfortunately, which would be a tragedy for our students and our communities within Auckland.
What feedback have you been getting from schools and kids today, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, our students are really resilient and not a lot phases them, but this has hit hard. For example, Aotearoa College has got a fair evening tomorrow night, and I'm not sure how that's going to look now, but I do know the students will need to perform because the school needs to acknowledge the hundreds of hours that goes into preparing for Polyfest, and acknowledging those efforts and rewarding those students for their passion. And it's really difficult for the families and the tutors and the staff who see the students push themselves day in and day out for the 6 to 8 week period leading into Polyfest. It is so important to them.
And are the kids understanding of the wider reasons for cancelling, or are they just seeing their hard work go down the drain?
No, as I said, our students are forgiving, they're resilient, and they are, unfortunately, in various ways, used to taking knocks in life, and but they get back on the bike very quickly. So, I mean, obviously this announcement has just filtered through, but today, and I'm still seeing it out my window now as I speak to you, students departing from groups who have just finished practice as normal. We've got 8 cultural groups, for example, at Aotearoa College, and it's been business as usual, and they'll be preparing for the evening tomorrow. So at least that is some way we can acknowledge the importance of what they have contributed towards Polyfest.
And that is Polyfest Trust Chair Greg Pearce there speaking to our reporter Nita Blake-Persen. That event has, of course, been cancelled, a 4-day event that usually attracts over 110,000 people.